أعوذ بالله من شر الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين لا سيما بقية الله في أرضه صاحب الزمان عجل الله فرجه الشريف واللعنة الدائم على أعدائهم أجمعين. In the name of God, most gracious, most glorious, yesterday we spoke about was change. Today we're going to speak about being disciplined. So this subject is a big part of my life, and I think it should be a big part of anyone who wants to move forward in life. Being disciplined in life, it could be in many areas. So I want to touch on a few things. Everyone on earth should be disciplined. Reason being, disciplining your life will improve your health, your wealth, your quality of your life, relationships, your knowledge, and your faith. So let me touch on each one of those today, one by one. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. So if you discipline your ways, your health, the first thing I want to talk about is your health. So disciplining your health, alaikum salam. Disciplining your health will improve the quality of life tremendously. So if you eat like crap, you junk all the time, and then you wonder why you're always short of breath and can't do nothing, why you climb up them steps and you can't breathe by the time you get up there. You never exercise. All you do is stay indoors and, be in front of a screen, or even at work, you're just sitting. Even after work, all you do is go home, go to sleep, and do the same routine. If you don't focus on your health, you're not going to be capable to do a lot of things. A lot of people want to go out and do things that they see other people do, but they don't want to put the time and effort to do it. For example, if you exercise just an hour a day, imagine in a year, if you exercise an hour a day, how much more you can do than the past year that you didn't exercise. That's a big discipline. And in the long term, that pays off in the long term. You see many people down the road when they get a lot older, they get all these diseases, all these illnesses, all this stuff. Why? Because they ate junk all their life and never exercised, never cared about their health. And then when they get older, they're in the hospital all the time, paying for medical bills, trying to make up for that. So being healthy, it will increase the quality of your life. If you're healthy, you can spend more time with your kids at the park. You can go out running. You can go enjoy the world, and you don't have to worry about, am I going to get sick one day? Or when you get older, you don't have to have all these problems that I mentioned and pay all this money to hospitals to try to make you fine then. Eating better, just cutting out all this junk and sugars and all that, you might not see it now, but later on down the road, you keep eating like that, you can build diabetes, all these other illnesses that are out there. So if you cut that out now, later on down the road, it will pay off for you. So the first thing we should all discipline in our life is health. Big part of it. Second thing I want to talk about is wealth. So wealth comes in all different type of things. It could be money, it could be the career that you have, the business you have, the assets you have. If you learn to be disciplined in that area, if you learn to take, instead of spending, going out shopping all the time at a young age, and invest it, and later on down the road, it'll pay off because then it'll come back to you. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you haven't took a part of that money every week or every month or whatever it is and did something for your future, put it up somewhere, then you're always going to have you're always going to be unstable financially. If you have a business, if you focus and discipline on growing every day instead of doing the same thing in the business, bringing new ideas and expanding in these ideas in the business every day, being disciplined in that area, you be in 5 years, 10 years, even in a year, it'd be tremendous how much more income you'll bring, how much more you can bring to the company, how much more you can do for your own business. If you have assets, maybe you have land, a farm or something. If you put work into that every single day, you choose to put a certain amount of hours into doing something, and with that, eventually it'll grow back. If you planted it, it'll grow and it'll come back, and whatever you grow out of it, you can feed people from, or you can sell it, or do something. So if you be disciplined in that with your wealth, in the long run, it'll come back for you. That way, you can be financially stable. You don't have to worry about small little issues of, I can't afford this, or I don't have nothing for myself, or 20 years down the road, I did all this, made all this money, have nothing to show for it. Because I've met a lot of older people who was very successful in their younger years, and when they grow up, they have nothing to show for it. And then their kids have to work so hard to try to make up. Instead of teaching their kids all this hustle and teaching these kids what to do, they follow the same path. So the next thing I want to touch on is relationships. You have to be disciplined with who you choose to hang out with, who you talk to, who you spend most of your time with, believe it or not, that has a big effect. If you learn to be disciplined in the relationships, and I'm gonna touch on that different aspects of that. Being disciplined in a relationship. So sometimes we tend to overcare or undercare. So sometimes we bring people into our lives and we let them stick around forever and ever and ever, and they're just negative. Don't need to be in your life at all. They're toxic. You need to learn to take these people out of your life. Be disciplined. Just because you care for someone that much doesn't mean they shouldn't be in your life to begin with. Some people are very toxic and they're just negative. They have no positivity on your life. You need to let them go. And some people that are good in your life, you need to treat them better. Sometimes we treat the people who treat us good not the way they should be treated. Give them more attention, spend more time with them. It could be your kids, it could be your spouse, it could be your partners, it could be your friends. Spend more time with them. The people, that deserve it. Could be coworkers, some you just don't get along with. Some you got to make a relationship with. I mean, not everyone in life should be in your life, even if they work next to you. You're like I've said, I've made a post before and said, we live on the same earth, but we're in different worlds. Not everybody that's in your circle should be in your circle. Sometimes you need to sit back and like, hold on. You might not even be the right person that should be in somebody else's circle. It's not them always. Sometimes it's us. So you need somebody to sit back and discipline your relationships with people and realize, where is this going? Why is this person even in my life? I mean, it's not even about gain. It's like they're toxic or they're negativity or they don't bring no happiness or positivity. Maybe they don't need to, all they do is some people just take. They're just leeches. So pick and choose who you have in your life. And sometimes you have to be the person to bring more people in your life. Then sometimes on the other side of that, you need to build relationships and to help other people. Or some people that need to help you in certain areas of life. Or you just build, or if you see something positive and you want to be a part of it, build that relationship. Whether it be friends, whatever it is. So going from the relationships, the next thing I want to touch on, this is a big part of my life, is knowledge. You have to be disciplined in knowledge. If you're not disciplined in knowledge, I'm sorry to say it's not a lot of other things out there that you can do. You have to learn to be disciplined. The most people who we talk about a lot in success or money or whatever, they invested a lot of time in knowledge. Look at Warren Buffett. Reads books and hours and hours and hours a day. They say if you read 30 minutes a day, every single day for a year, your income will double the next year. Believe it or not, try it. Try it. You'll see what happens. You got to learn. At first, a lot of people, I would never pick up a book. Why? What do you have to lose? But you'll be on Facebook for hours and hours and hours reading junk and bringing that into your brain and reading more junk and reading more junk and more memes and this and that, or on Instagram or on Snapchat, but you won't pick up a book that will actually change your train of thought. See how other people that you're watching on Instagram that are successful have done it. Because a lot of them won't tell you that, or some will if you ask them, but you have to reach out. You have to invest in yourself and your knowledge. You have to pick up that book. Read the books, whatever it is. I don't care if it's basketball, money, cars, whatever it is that whatever your passion is, read it. And then start reading some stuff that you had no passion for. Let your mind expand and see what else the world has to have. Invest in your knowledge. Knowledge is a big part of everything. You want to do something in life, I've seen people who always, that came from nothing, literally, and has become everything. And then there's people who, get every single opportunity in the world and do nothing with it. So don't be that person. Pick up a book, reach out to resources, join groups that are doing these things, see what the community has to offer and be a part of it. Expand your knowledge, see what you can do with your life. You only have one life. Tomorrow's not promised. And so you want to soak up as much knowledge while you're here as you can and do the most with it and pass it on. The big part of knowledge is pass it on. Someone asks you something you learned, pass it on. Knowledge is great. So the last subject I want to touch about is the biggest subject. Without this subject, that's big. I mean, to me, it's the biggest part of your life that you should be disciplined on is your faith. The belief in God, the prayer, the practice of it every single day. You have to pray to God every day and remember Him every single day. Why do I pray 5 times a day? I mean, it's not just movement. I mean, God put that for every Muslim, 1,400 years ago to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He didn't tell us to pray 5 times a day because we just need to be asking or praising Him. First of all, the movement could be the stretch of the muscles, which a lot of people has talked about. Second of all, It's discipline. That's the biggest part of your life is discipline. If you've prayed 5 times a day and you discipline that first area of your life, the most important thing the prophet used to always talk about, do not leave your prayer. So if you can discipline that life, you can pray every single day. You make that time for God, God makes time for you. I mean, he blesses us anyway without it. But imagine if you did more, if you brought more, and remembered God in everything you do, put God first. Your faith should be the biggest discipline part of your life. You pray 5 times a day, you wake up, you learn to wake up in the morning, which a lot of people, I'm not a morning person. Well, you never tried to wake up in the morning. You don't know what the morning has to offer. You'd rather wake up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, go to that late job, be up all night and do it all over again. Then you talk about how miserable your life is. Why? Because you've never learned it. That prayer in the morning teaches you to wake up in the morning. The afternoon prayer teaches you to bring that peace and calmness down to the chaos of working before you go back into it. And that night prayer helps you in the night in the remembrance of God. And, you can complain to God about all the things in your day or praise God, thank God. God is there to listen. I don't know what your belief system is, but he is there to listen. He's the only one capable of changing what your life can be. Be disciplined. Be disciplined in that area big time because faith is the strongest power. God is the strongest power in believing in God, and the faith and being disciplined in the faith is the best thing for you. Most people you see out there's people out there who came from a life that's rough, did a lot of things out in these streets, did everything they ever wanted to, and they didn't live right. But then as soon as they turn to God, they see that the life they was always chasing, that they couldn't pick up doing wrong, they picked it up doing right pretty easy. They brought more peace to their mind, to their heart, to their kids, to their family. So be very disciplined in your faith. Pray to God. You have something going on, pray. Something good happens, be thankful. Something didn't good happen, just be thankful anyway. Faith is the biggest part. Be disciplined in that part. So I'm going to end this as I ended all the other ones every day with a prayer and go back to work. I had a few minutes after prayer, so. In the name of God, the most gracious, most glorious. Allah, I pray you help us become disciplined in all areas of our life. Show us the importance of discipline. Allow us to receive the rewards and the blessings behind being disciplined. Grant us what is good for us in your knowledge and not in what is on our knowledge. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma aghfir lana dhunubana wa asta'ayubana. Allahumma ij'alna wa min dhurriyyatina min as-salihin wal musallin. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا عدوا إلا دفعته ولا دينا إلا أديته ولا مرضا إلا شفيته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة لك فيها رضا ولك صلاح إلا قضيتها يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم كل وليك حجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وناصرا وقائدا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتع فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى اللهم على محمد وآل محمد وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات أحياء منهم والأموات. الفاتحة تسبق الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.